Hello, this is Dr. Paul Cottrell, and I'm going to talk about the S&P 500 through the ETF SPY. I'm recording this on 4/28/2024. I have two Fib sequences here, Fibonacci sequences. One starts at the low point of the 2020 crash and going all the way to the high point of SPY. And the second Fib sequence starts at the low point of the bear market in 2022 and goes all the way to the high point of SPY. The high of the SPY was 524. And as you know, through following my videos on this subject matter, I take a look at overlaps. All right. There is a overlap between the 38% retracement of the small Fib sequence to the 23% retracement on the larger sequence. That means that at approximately about 452 or so, maybe 457, there is a support level. So to round it off a little bit, a huge support level at just above the 450 mark. There's also a support level, structural support level, at the 483 mark. And then there's a psychological support level at the 500 mark. On the previous video that I mentioned, I said that 500, because of the double zeros and it's a major round number psychologically, that would be a support level. So you can see that it bounced off of the 500. The low point was about 493. So you have traders that are definitely building support levels at the 500 mark. Now, I'll tell you what I think is going to happen here. There's higher probability that the market is going to go up and retest the 524 mark. If the retest fails, then it will come back down to the 500 and test the support level of the 500. If that 500 fails after retesting the high point of 525, what will happen is that it will march down to the 23% retracement and test the 483 and then try to come back up. But I think in the near term, what's going to happen is it's going to be bouncing around between the 500 and the 525. All right. And test. If conditions in the Middle East are somewhat stabilized, and we get better readings on inflation, or at least the perception of Federal Reserve hold or cuts in the Fed rate, then the market will rally. So pay attention to the near term. The near term is going to be bouncing around the 500, between 500 and 525. It's going to try to retest the 525. If conditions are right and positive for the market, especially with the federal funds rate perhaps being cut earlier than December, then there's going to be a test to the 550. If inflation stays high and the Federal Reserve decides to hold rates or maybe even raise rates this year, then most likely it will break past the 500 and test the 483 and just above the 450 mark. The 450 mark is a strong structural support level. The 483 is a support level, but I wouldn't say it's as strong as the 450.